Name that car. 1952 Chevrolet Deluxe. Hey, we're going to name that car. This car doesn't have a name, so name that car. Let me give you a quick run over of this thing. It is an original car, bought from the original owner. Watch some of my other videos, you'll see the whole details on it, but it's got a little 6-cylinder we're working on. We're going to try to fire that here. So stay tuned to this video. And what I want you to do is we're going to go over the car real quick, and then I'm going to have you give me a name. We're going to name the car. So name that car. 1952 Chevrolet Deluxe with the 216 6-cylinder in it, with the original interior in it. And it's got a really nice setup. We're going to clean it all up. We've been working on the paint. If you've seen my other videos, you would know. Let me turn this thing around so we can chat. So this is a 1952 Chevrolet. We're going to get running. We're going to play name that car. We need a name for this. My previous vehicles, like my Chevrolet 56 two-door handyman wagon, we used to call Nomad because it wasn't a Nomad. It was a Nomad. So that's what we're going to do, is we're going to do that. And at the end of this video, I got a question for you. So I'm going to go ahead and you get to the end there, and I'm going to ask you a question, and you're going to have to answer that too. So down in the comments, I want you to tell me, what should we name it? Her, him, it? Should we name it Joe, Billy, Bob, Homeboy, Hot Rod? You know, what do you think we should name it? It's a pretty neat little car. 52 all original. Like I said, we're working on the engine right now, and I'm going to kind of show you some of that right now. I'm going to go ahead and flip around again. So what we did is we used apple cider vinegar was the key ingredient to getting all of this motor completely unstuck. And now it'll turn around. So we're going to put a new valve cover on. I'm going to pre-oil the top of it. I got this little fancy oiling can. It's like vintage, like the car. So we're going to oil the top of it, get some oil on that bad boy. We're crank it over a little bit. And then we're going to put new plug wires on it, new GM AC Delco plugs. Going to get a new valve cover gasket in there. We're going to change the oil. And then we're going to fire it. But meanwhile, while I'm working on this, you stick around, keep watching. Remember, at the end of the video, we got some stuff for you. Go ahead, give me a name. What should we name this emerald green 1952 beautiful patinaed Chevrolet? What would be the name of it? I got to hear it. Let's see what you guys think. And kind of what we're going to do is we're going to get the names. And then once we get a bunch of names, I'm going to put it out to a vote once we get them. The top, let's say 4 names. And then we will go from there. And then I'll put a survey out and we'll get a name for this car. And then we'll start calling it that. Whether it's the Green Bomb or Greenie. How about Greenie? Or Emerald or Esmeralda. The list goes on and on, Bombardier, the Green Bomb. Something fairly short. I don't want to, have like a super long name, but, something like that. Here at Jimmy James Garage, you got to have a name for this thing. I found this interesting. On these 216, I was a mechanic, worked on hundreds of cars, and he did it for quite a few years, and, but I never worked on a 216. Did you know that these are vented on top? Check this out. This is freaking cool. So these things are vented. Just got done cleaning it. But if you look, those are open. Just a complete open breather. So these road draft tubes that are down on the side of this thing. So there's the road draft tube. Let's see, right here. You can see it right there. There's a road draft tube. And it goes down. You can see it. There's a big slat in it. And then what it does, it pulls air out of here, and it just goes right through the top. Now, we're changing the oil in this thing. We got the cylinders all freed up. I squirt a little bit of oil down them and run it through it real quick. And so I did all that, and I oiled the top. So I got the top nice and oiled. And then now I'm just finishing up. I'm installing the new valve cover. And I just thought that was so interesting that it has breathers inside the valve cover. Let's get a better look at this. It just shoots right in. They're open. How about that? Another interesting little thing. There's the oil filter right there. You just pull that bolt out, and there's a filter inside in the spring, and the filter looks like that. So you can see all the oils and apple cider vinegars and everything else coming out of that oil that was pumping down that thing. But yeah, it just pulls right out. It's got a little handle. You pop it out, and it goes right in there. Pretty cool. Okay, so we're at the end of this day, and it'll be a different day when it airs. But yeah, we got the spark plug wires all lined up, looking pretty good. You know, just standard old wires. You know, but obviously we don't have any power. So we're trying to figure out the spark. Got them lined up. We're gonna monkey with this thing another time. Oh, there we go. What I want to show you is I went to the store and did my thing, and I've been working on this thing all day, and off and on. Got the oil changed. We got the spark plugs in. We got the cylinders turned over. The car turns over. It just hasn't fired yet, so it will. And keep following along here. You'll see, and remember at the end we got something at the end for you. But I just happened to walk around the car, and then I look up right there. Look, right there. That's pretty cool. I have an Idaho Vandal slug. So I'm thinking Pete snuck in here while I was at the store, and he put up a flag. Thanks, Pete. Pretty cool. Of course, I'm going to send you a text before you see it on the video, but there we go. How's that? So we'll just keep grinding and keep watching here on this video so we can get her done. And it's going to fire. I know it. I can feel it. It's right there. Wants to fire. So I'm fairly convinced we do have spark. I just use the test light. It's jumping across. It's just so weak because the battery's low, and these 6-volt systems are just so slow. But yeah, it needs to be charged. This thing is way low. So yeah, we jumped it, and we got spark coming out. So I'm gonna have to double check the top dead center, and then let this thing charge up for the day, because I've been grinding on it, and the battery is not that good. Even though it's new, it just doesn't seem to be cranking this old girl over. This thing is still a little slow cranking, a little bit froze up probably still, but yeah, that's where we're standing here. And I'm going to turn this camera off, and we're going to do a little bit of top dead center. I'm going to show you what we do with that. Actually, let me show you that. Let me walk you over here. I got one of these cool little things. I don't know if you guys have one of these, but if you don't, I might want to get one, because I just did it with my finger, and I know it's not right. But right here in the back of my toolbox, and I have this as my ignition part of my box. So let me show you here. I have my spark plug stuff and all my things, but look at these little doohickeys. These, you screw them into the cylinders, and you screw it down to the piston. You run it one way, and you run it the other, and you mark it, and that finds top dead center. And they work phenomenally well. So you just adjust it down like so, and then you get the top. I should have just done it from the beginning. I don't know why I didn't, but I just kind of relied on what I know quickly. But stupid me pulled all the wires off. Thought, oh, it won't be a problem. You just throw that crap away. They're all old and rotten. So I should have paid more attention. So this extra work is because I was a dummy. Well, that's what we're doing right now. So I'm going to find top dead center, let the battery charge up, and through the magic of editing, it'll look like it just happened just now. So that's what's going to happen. The next time you see this, hopefully it's running or getting ready to run. I'll show you all that stuff. So stay tuned. We're still working on this. This thing is a cool car. This thing is cool. And if you notice, I got a knee pad on the ground because they still don't have a lift. So if you know anybody has a lift they want to donate to Jimmy James Garage, it would be front and center, because I had to get underneath there and put the cover on for the transmission, had to drain the oil. It'd just be so much better than laying my old body on the ground on the creeper. and then using the knee pad and the milk crates to get up. So yeah, that's the scenario when, you know, a lift would end the, did I say lift? Did I say car lift with somebody's name on it? Hopefully somebody at some point wants to be part of this channel and has their name blasted all over. It'd be kind of cool. Anyhow, enough of that salesman stuff. We got to get back to work. So time to get to grinding on the old 52 Chevrolet. Well, we're a couple days into this. If you've been following along, you know, we've asked about name that car. So this car needs a name. Okay? And we'll get to the question at the end. But go ahead, give it a name. Do the like, subscribe thing while you're at it. And then let me flip this around where we're at here, because this video is not going to end with this running. So I'm just going to save you that part of it, because let's look. So here we are. I'll show you what we've done. We got the timing good. I've run that cylinder up to top dead center, made sure that was number 1. That's pretty close to number 1 where I have it lit. All these wires in here are just my jumper wires. So I jumped it from the coil directly to the battery. So as you can see, we jumped that directly over. That puts powers on the points from the 6 volts. Then I took this beautiful Optima battery with a set of jumper cables and I run it down to the starter. So then I jump it with 12 volts to get this thing to turn over, but I'm running the system off 6. Does that make sense? The reason I did that is I don't want to overload the system with 12 volts, but I need a little bit more spin power. And it actually popped. It went blah, blah. So we had a little bit of a fire inside the cylinders. But then I noticed we had gas running out of the carburetor. So the carburetor leaks like a sieve from years of sitting. So I am now going to pull the carburetor apart. I'm going to order a kit for it. And then, you know, that's going to take a few days. And I really want to get this video out there. So what you do on this thing is, you know, refer back to it. And I'm sure we'll have another video of it actually running. I'll talk some more about what I've done. But we found top dead center. We put all new plugs, all new wires in it. I was running gas down the top of it, but obviously this thing still has gas in it. It smells like gas. It'll probably run like gas. I can't believe that 40-year-old gas will still run, well, 30-year-old gas, 30-plus-year-old gas, like 35-year-old gas. But it's pumping it, and I thought the thing wouldn't pump. I mean, it's kind of cool. So we're going to see. I wanted to see what it'd do. It'd probably plug up the filter, and it'll probably, who knows? You know, you never know. You never know what you're going to come across. So again, let's name this car. What are we going to call this thing? Let me flip around to you one last time. I got to have a name for it. You know, the green machine, or what are we going to call it? Come up with something cool, and then we're going to debate about it. And when we get some top answers on what color, or what car, excuse me, what's the name of the car. The color is emerald green. It has green interior. It's all original. 10,000 mile car. I do have the cap and the fender skirt. I'm over there because I'm buffing it out, polishing it. So that's what we're up against with the old 216. I don't even know if they called them blue flames back then, but it's cool. It even has these little, I don't know if I talked about it already because it's been so many times I've been out here. These are open. The valve covers are open. They're just open. And no oil goes spewing out, I guess. That's kind of cool. So, all right. You guys ready for this? Let me get turned around here. So I, over the last few years, have watched Motor Trend TV. And now they've lost all my favorite shows like Roadkill and Roadkill Garage and Engine Masters and Hot Rod Garage, Hot Rod TV with all those. So my question to you is, and my dad brought this up actually. So a big shout out to my dad. By the way, he has that Nomad on my channel, that blue one. He says, you know, a good question for people would be, now they went to YouTube and they're watching Jimmy James Garage. Like and subscribe. But the question is all kidding around. What did you used to watch? What was your favorite, absolute favorite show they cut on the TV? Tell me, was it Roadkill, Roadkill Garage? Which one was yours? I was tossed up between Engine Masters and Roadkill Garage. I did like Roadkill too, though. So those are my 3 I liked. Hot Rod TV, they're all okay. I watched them all. So, you know, it's pretty much shaving hairs. I'm going to go with Roadkill Garage as being my favorite. It's close with that Engine Masters, though. I do like Engine Masters. That Doltich makes me laugh. And Freiberger's definitely he's the godfather of hot rodding right now. So he's the guy, I think. He's kind of dry, but he definitely he's captivating. He's a smart man. There's no doubt about it. He knows how to do it. So go ahead in the comments. I want to hear which was your favorite show that they canceled on Motor Trend TV. I would love to hear it. Let's hear what your favorite was. And okay, let's do that. Let's do the name of the car. And I want to hear a good name. I don't want any lame names. Put a good name out there. And this beast is almost ready to run. Got to do the carburetor. Guess I didn't count on that, but thanks for tuning in. And I'm not saying goodbye. I'm going to say right down here on these little spots, these little boxes down here, go to my channel or go to the next video, and I'll see you there. I'll see you there, right there.